Hello and welcome everyone. In this section we'll be covering the basics of starting your own business in United States. So if you're located outside United States, this section is not going to be helpful for you, so you could skip this section and find this information on Google itself. So that said, let me tell you a little bit about me, how I started my own business, and things that you need to know if you decide to start your own business in United States of America. So first off, you have two different things that you could do. You can go about and start business solo and start a DBA. DBA means doing business as, or doing business under an assumed name. Now here all you have to do is to go to a town hall and fill up a small form, pay about $25 or so, and that's it. All you're doing is trying to find if there is another business that exists in a county under the same name, and if it doesn't exist, you can take the name that you created and start to do business under that name, which means getting a DBA certificate, which is going to be a certificate that you're going to be using to file your own taxes. Another thing that you could do, which is more expensive and takes a lot more time to actually create, is to start an LLC, which is a limited liability company. With an LLC, you're protected in case somebody decides to sue you. So if you do something wrong or something that goes against you, or even if the business goes under and you own a massive amount of debt, you can try to go and declare bankruptcy and use LLC. So you have to know a lot more about laws, and there's a lot more complex way of actually doing it, but I'm gonna skip all of this because I'm just giving you a summary about what LLC actually is. So it costs about $600 or so to start an LLC in United States, and you can tax deduct a lot of it, especially when you're starting an LLC. A few things you have to know is, first of all, it is expensive. Second of all, you have to publish two different newspaper articles in a local newspaper, which I actually did. And the problem with that one was that I actually published in one newspaper that actually went out of business. Just the timing was amazing. So what happened is that I have to go and file another paper ad in a different kind of newspaper just to get two of my newspaper ads out there. Once I get those two ads out there, I go about, take a copy of those two ads, and then all the filings, everything in one big document. You send it to the state and they go and approve your business. So you officially can start doing business in your state. Now, you don't have to have this whole thing done before you're doing business in the state. If you're getting your DBA, that's all you really need to get started doing business. Going to the LLC, it's an extra protection for your business, and now you can tax deduct this using a different kind of method than you're using as if you're doing a DBA, which you're kind of deducting everything under your name. Now you can actually deduct it under a different kind of company. So those are the process and benefits, two different kinds of ways for you to get started with doing business. But here's another thing that you can actually do. So if you're doing an LLC, the good thing about this, you can become the CEO of your own company. So in case you're gonna go big with this, this is definitely something you should consider. In fact, you should even get your own website and go to the next level with this business. So if this business goes very well, you want to go every step of the way that you can to make it as official and as best as you can. The bigger the business, the more plans you have for it for the future, the more successful eventually you're going to become. You want to be serious about making this business actually work. So you want to do as much as you can to get into it, to do what you can about. Another thing that you have to do is, of course, to file taxes for what you're doing. So I highly suggest for you to get a federal tax ID. You might even need a state tax ID if you're going to be selling local stuff locally. So if you're selling things locally, you have to actually go and take a sales tax for every item that you're selling. So then you actually need to pay state taxes for that. But if you're doing just virtual things, you're only selling things online, you only need a federal tax ID, or of course you can use your social security number. Those are the two ways that you can do this in United States. So those are the few things that you need to know about getting started. If you want to get any more legal advice, you have to contact LegalZoom or a financial advisor, or of course a lawyer who's going to give you more information about this. I just gave you a quick overview for you to find out which is the right way for you to get started with your own business. And I highly suggest, if you're just starting selling things online, DBA is the right way for you to go. DBA is the best way for you to go, and you don't need to do much complicated paperwork when you're just getting started selling things on eBay itself. So this concludes this lecture, and see you in the next one.